Hey guys, Mr. Mac here with a brand new art lesson. Today we're going to be making an Agamograph. It's cool optical illusion art. Let's get into it. So you are going to need some drawing equipment for this. I've gone for some nice bright felt tip pens so it stands out clearly on the video, but you can use whatever you like. You're going to need some scissors, a glue stick, pencil to draw with, maybe a rubber and a sharpener, a piece of card, and then you just need a piece of paper. I've divided this one into 10 strips using a template that I created on the computer. You can download this in the lesson notes and then print it at home if you've got a printer available. We're going to chop this one in half. And you saw from my image at the beginning, I'm doing the same image basically on both pieces of paper, and I'm just going to slightly alter it. So I've gone for a little cartoony boy's face, but you could really do anything you want. I've seen some cool ones where you do like a night on one side and a daytime scene on the other side. You could really do anything you want. You could even use your own photos or cutouts from magazines, anything at all. Just stick them onto the template, cut out the strips, and well, you'll see the rest of the process in a moment. So for this one, I've drawn out my first image of the boy. I've drawn it out just loosely in pencil, grabbed myself a little bit of protective paper so I don't draw and colour in the table. And I'm just colouring it in really quickly in felt tip pen. You might have noticed I started trying to copy it onto the other sheet, but I couldn't really see it properly, and I need it to be a fairly accurate copy. So in a moment, I'm going to take it over to the window and trace it. I started trying to use a pink and an orange colour pencil here to do the skin tone, because that's my normal mix. And then I remembered actually I've got a whole set of really nice skin tone pencils, lots of different shades, in my pot, so I'm using one of those, but yeah, you can use whatever you want really. Like I said before, you don't even have to do a person, it could be anything. Could even just be a little doodle that you do, and it's going to change from one doodle to another doodle depending on how you hold it. So just doing a little black outline to finish this one off. It will also help with the tracing now. So I did start trying to just do it on the table, and it didn't really work. So if in doubt, when you want to trace something, take it over to the window, tape it together if it helps, just so it doesn't move around, and quickly trace it all over. Now, what I've done here is I've actually rubbed out one of the eyes, because what I wanted to do is have it look like he was winking when you turned it. So I've just rubbed out one eye, and I'm just drawing a couple of lines to make it look like that eye is now closed. Other than that, it's identical, and I want to colour it in identically. So all the skin tones on there, all the felt tip pen colours, and I'm going to go back over it with a black pen again, just like I did before. I wonder how many of you are shouting at the screen at the moment, noticing that I missed out the black lines on the neck and on his t-shirt on the first one. I do come back and fix that in a minute, don't worry. And if you're wondering why I had that little scrap of paper just floating around there, sometimes it's useful to just put it under your wrist. I always use my wrist on the table for control when I'm drawing and colouring, because it really helps get your lines nice and neat. But it does mean that you end up putting your wrist in your work and potentially smudging it, so that little bit of paper just acts like a little wrist guard just to help protect your work. So now those images are both looking really good, they're looking very similar. We've got to cut out all the strips and be really careful to keep them separate. Use scissors for this. I've just used a knife to speed it up on the video, but scissors are absolutely fine. It doesn't even have to be super neat. The important bit with this is that you keep them in two separate piles and you keep yourself organised. So what you're going to do is you're going to stick them on alternating. One from the left set, one from the right set. One from the left set, one from the right set. Going from left to right on your image, or if you want to work right to left, it's fine. Just make sure you've got them in the right order. Could also be helpful to number your images 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on both images, and then you stick down the 1 and the 1, the 2 and the 2, the 3 and the 3, the 4 and the 4, the 5 and the 5, until you've got them all stuck down. I've just used a knife or a scissors again to just trim that edge. Next, what we have to do when you've got them all down and they're all in the right place is you want to start folding it over like a concertina. So turn it over, fold the first one back, press it down nice and smooth, as hard as you can. Then turn it over, fold it back over again until you've created this concertina. Do it as neatly as you can. This is when you're going to find out how well you stuck those pieces down. If you didn't use enough glue, when you finish concertinaing it, just come back in and tidy them up a little bit. one last big squeeze to get it nice and flat. Then you can have a look at it. Just gently pull it open and you tilt it one side to the other to reveal the optical illusion of the boy winking and opening his eye and winking again, and you get the idea. I'd love to see what you guys come up with for this, so do make sure you send these to me in the normal way. I think there's a lot of scope for doing some really fun stuff with this. Obviously, I've just chosen fairly quick cartoon drawings. If you wanted to spend a lot longer doing something more interesting, I think that'd be really cool. Either way, let me know how you get on. If you've got any questions or you need any help, let me know in Google Classroom and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, stay safe everyone, and I'll see you soon.